Hey everybody, this is Brother Paxton. We're over in Benzie County today, and Angie and I are just walking over through the little cemetery where my parents and grandparents are buried. And I've been thinking about this verse of scripture in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. Many of you know this by heart. It says, "Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest." And I began to think about that part, whithersoever thou goest, or wherever you go, the Lord your God is with you. And you know that would have to mean through the good times, through the bad times. It would have to mean when you do the right thing and when you fail to do the right thing, when you fall or when you stand. If you're a believer in Jesus and you've been born again, God doesn't run off and leave you when you make a mistake. He stays with you. He goes with you through your whole life. And I was listening to a message by Jensen Franklin on the way over here today, and he was talking about how that you have to make mistakes in order for God to perform miracles out of that mistake, basically is what he was saying. Very powerful message. It was called Your Failure is Not Final. And I think we really need to begin to sense that in our hearts on a personal level more and more, especially the older we get. You know, when you start looking back over a life, you start seeing things that you could have done different. And it's unrealistic to expect it to be any other way. And I think that was one thing the Lord's taught me through all this 2020 and in here to 2021. But God is always with us. He's walking with you through your poor choices. He's walking with you through your bad decisions, and he's not leaving you, and he's there. If you sin or if you make a bad mistake, you turn back to him and say, "I blew it, I'm sorry," and he is right there to give you forgiveness. He is right there to get you back on the plan for your life that he had for you. And we need to embrace that today, because there's not one among us who hasn't made some poor choices, some bad mistakes. And it's part of the program, ladies and gentlemen. No, we don't want to sin, and we don't excuse sin. That's not what I'm saying here. But life is a series of bad choices and good choices. Life can be, none of us can follow that guidance perfectly all of our lives. We're not always on our mark. Get ready, set, go. We're not always there. And in the weak moments and the down moments, God doesn't love us any less. And that's what I want you to hear today. I want you to understand that if you've made some bad mistakes, and I already know you have, you know I have, that's not the end of your story. God is writing a beautiful story. And if God's going to use you a lot, if God's going to use you much, he's going to have to wound you. We don't, like Brother Jensen said, we don't want to shout on that, but it's true. And so all of that which is of the flesh has to be out of us. And it causes us to feel discomfort and pain. But we are never abandoned. And we just have to understand that as we try to deal with circumstances and situations and with other people that maybe we've alienated ourselves from, we have to understand that God has never left us, and he is there to bring a miracle out of the dust of past sins, mistakes, and poor choices. If you will keep your faith in Jesus, if you're determined in your heart that you're going to live for Jesus, he's going to take everything wrong that you've done and everything bad, and he's going to begin to slowly turn that into the miracle of his glory in your life, in my life. And that's what it's all about. I'm nothing without Christ. My life is about bringing glory to Jesus. And watch miracles happen in your life. I believe those are some of the biggest miracles that God is doing right now, is in relationships, but also in individuals who have counted themselves out because of some of the things that they've done in their past. But God didn't count you out. God is with you. And if you will just humble yourself and receive that mercy and receive that forgiveness, you watch God do a miracle in your life, and you will be a champion for Christ in these last days. This is Brother Paxton from Benzie County, Michigan, saying, go with God, and he will go with you. Bless you.